Okay guys, today is the day that it's gonna make more than 100 horsepower on the dyno. We're here, we're gonna throw some E85 into it, and then we're gonna shoot straight to Dardens. And hopefully this time we don't leave with disappointing results.
It won't be the same disappointment because we verified that the fuel system works. So we got that going for us.
Well, and we have things like a fuel gauge, or not a fuel gauge, fuel pressure gauge that we didn't have before.
Yeah, we got that too, which we got two of them actually. We got one on the computer and one on the fucking rail.
And this time it's actually nice and quiet. We got a new exhaust. And Sam remade the alternator bracket. If you're interested in that, we actually 3D printed one out of plastic and then milled it and then you know, plasma cut it. So this is all computer designed for side mount. Actually, if you have a rotary application like a RX-7 or something like that and you need a side mount, this would work on a 2-rotor too. So you just let us know if that's something you'd be interested in. We have all the design files for it. Wait till you guys hear how quiet it is. It's actually ridiculous. But fear not, because the wastegate is just going to be a dump pipe out this side, and it'll be loud when it wants to be. So this time it's rich, so it's good. So it looks like we fixed the fuel problem, but we had a leak that we ended up fixing with JB Weld and self-sealing tape. Pretty much it was a pinhole here. It's on the non-pressure side, but when it hits boost, it was kind of squirting out a little bit right there. So we hit the O'Reilly's and we've temporarily taped and JB welded it up. James is going to have to grind all that off when he goes to fix it properly.
I'm very excited about the contamination in the welds after I grind all that.
It's on the non-pressure side of fuel, but it's on the pressure side of boost.
That's the problem.
That's why we have several fire extinguishers, but it should be good to go now. So it's kind of doing what it was doing before, around 5,000 when the secondary injection is supposed to be doing stuff. It's being tricky. Similar horsepower numbers the last time. Similar 5K situation. It's doing the same thing at 5,000 every time, and we don't know why. Fuel pressure's good. It's got
the fuel pressure is verified good. We've got bigger injectors than we started with. Fuel pressure doesn't drop. We don't know.
Starting to be suspect of the ignition and coils and stuff, but at the same time, it all seems like it should be working.
So Darden's sending us home. We need to figure out what's going on. We're curious. It might be a spark issue. We're also curious how it was leaking fuel on the boost side, if it's consuming air. I'll explain it more when we get back to the shop. All right, boys, so we're back in the shop, and the general consensus is that the problems that we're experiencing on the dyno... Fuck you! The problems that we have on the dyno is boiling down to an issue with our...
Can out Pizza the Hut manifold.
Our cannot out Pizza the Hut manifold. This is the Pizza Hut manifold that we made that we were very proud of.
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So we do have the old one. The old one looks way more. Where is it? Now I feel stupid.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, the old one looks cool. You'll see it. It's gonna make an appearance. And we're going to modify that and put it back on. I believe is.
It left both of the spacers in the.
Dude, E85 smells so bad. Fuck anyone who says it doesn't.
Doo-doo sauce.
It smells like the worst. It smells like the shittiest, like moonshine kind of alcohol you could purchase.
That one's taped in. That's why
it's not taped. It's also JB welded on.
No, it's not JB welded on. It's just taped.
Anyways, we're going to intake manifold V3, I guess, and then do some straight ribs, and if it's fixed, then get it back on the dyno. Whoa, YouTube! So we just got lucky on two fronts. One, the old fuel rail just happens to have the right spacing.
Yeah, for like 2 of these at a time, so that's great.
We just need to mill 2 holes.
2 more holes, and then
we have a lot of short body injectors.
Yeah, James. I bought these for my Corvette, and they looked like long Decas on eBay.
But there weren't. So we got eBay. So we have some eBay boys in here, but we got...
They're real Siemens though. These were like 500 bucks.
They're real Siemens.
I'm gonna make a sticker for the intake manifold that says hashtag real Siemens.
Hashtag real Siemens.
We got 650 primaries, and these are ID 1000 secondaries. So we know from experience that it idles just fine on a 1300 worth of fuel primary setup. So it's going to be no issue dividing that into two 650s. It'll actually give us more tunability. And then we're going to have dual 1000 secondaries. So we'll be able to support, if we want to push it up to about 300 horsepower.
And I got to find my idle air control valve.
We have a port for idle air control. Oh, by the way, this is the old intake if you're new here. It's just as good as it was before. We're gonna need to mod it. Yeah, we gotta plug that because someone must have dropped something on it. But we're just gonna have to cut that off and make it accept the coupler.
Yeah, probably cut it off right at this little bend.
And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and modify this. We gotta change the flange, which we have actually gotten lucky again. We have more spare shit. That's not over here anymore.
That side had to hose it off because it was furry.
It's furry.
It was covered in this.
JB Weld, essentially.
That's just powdered aluminum.
Yeah, so we're gonna put this together, and holy shit, we have all of the components here to completely change our intake setup. Devin's removing.
Devin has decided that killing himself wasn't as easy as just doing this.
Devin's fist deep in the car right now, doing what needs to be done. All the bolts are off.
Yeah, why were we so confident in this and put 10 gallons of fucking RTV on it?
Well, you know, 10 gallons of RTV down.
That's the fucking tensile strength of the fucking moon noodle, dude.
High tensile moon noodles, my guy. So the Pizza Hut.
Can out pizza the manifold. There's
how much fuel is in there?
Okay, we gotta unhook the oil line.
Fucking oil line.
We gotta unhook the oil line to get it through there.
Jesus.
Do we?
Yeah.
All right, boys, commence the intake fabrication montage. James, put on our new exhaust system.
Yeah, we decided it was too loud because we can still barely hear it. Fixed.
I mean, you can't tell me it's not Hot Boy.
Yeah, if there's anything Hot Boy, it's this.
Holy shit, dude. Alright, let's try a little bit more of this.
Okay. No, it's good. Just mass fine. Just mass fine.
All right.
It was always the map. Almost. Dude, here's what we have. It's a combination of the old dual throttle body intake and some new parts too. All new injectors. It's 4 this time. 2 primaries, 2 secondaries.
Actually, like in the airstream this time, instead of standing off like 2 solid inches.
Yes, we have an actual flange for our irons down there. It's nice and
port
thick.
matching is pretty solid.
Port matching solid. You'll notice with this one that from charge piping to throttle bodies, it's a nice smooth flow. Now, if you look at the old one, this is very angular and shitty. They're kind of just shot into a wall and then shot down, and these injector bungs are too long, so we think that the spray cone wasn't ideal. It's kind of also shooting down in there.
Here's the best part about this. Don't forget the wall. The port match on this was not good.
Yes, there's a huge.
It's radius, but with how thin this material is, the radius is very large. So it's basically just hitting a pretty solid wall.
And it's very wet in here, so there was definitely a lot of fuel buildup and just not so good. We also didn't have an actual gasket. Now we have an actual gasket. So I'll give you guys a little start. We don't have the boost hooked up, so we got to make sure nothing gets sucked in there.
And we can't rev it too high or else we'll overspin the turbo, but...
I knew you were going to do that. If you feel, it still has 2 runners, obviously, because there's 2 irons.
2 ports.
Yes. These are ice cold, which is cool.
We were talking about it earlier too. Someone had made a comment 2 or 3 videos ago about how on the last setup we only had a primary and a secondary injector, so 1 port was primary only, and we were thinking that might have been causing a large amount of our issue too, in that all of the fuel had to go into 1 port and then mix in the housing instead of mixing in the inlet.
So we got kind of gas going both, or E85 going both ways this time instead of coming in and mixing with turbulent air and all that. So this is just, it's more symmetrical. There is 2 throttle bodies for 1 combustion chamber, which is hilarious, but. And then these used to be velocity stacks, and they've been welded to this plenum of sorts, and everything is designed in a way that just encourages flow. And it looks way cooler now too. This is something that was working last time. We have way more fuel potential, so we got 2 650 primaries, and we also have 1,000 secondaries, so a total fuel amount of...
What, like, why are you looking at me for the map?
3,300 cc's?
Something like that.
Well, it's like 1,200 plus 2,000, so it's like 3,200 or so.
Yeah, so we have a boost controller too, so if we want to get testy on the dyno, we can blow it right the fuck up. Yeah. So today we have to modify the charge piping to actually bolt on, and we need to get the throttle hooked up, and then if we want to attach boost controller stuff, we can do that too. But we're going to do that, and then we got some street tuning to do. This is the coolest, like, open throttle body experience.
Raw fuel thrown in my face when I walk behind it. That's aimed at eye level if you're back there.
Nice.
It worked.
We'll let it warm up, and then we'll start dicking with the tune.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, the car is in the air. So this video is 2 weeks from our last one because we were planning to make one big super video, get it back on the dyno, but the car has had other plans.
Yeah, it's fuckered.
Well, the engine is fine, so don't worry, we will not be rebuilding it. In fact, it seems to run better than ever. With the new intake setup, it's doing other things. These other things are significant enough to the point where it's going to take at least a few more days to get them sorted, so we just don't want to, it's actually, we don't know how long it's going to take because we don't really even know what the problem is. So we figured we just give this update video because some of you are beginning to get curious, but the thing that we changed in this video, the intake, seems to be working great. One thing that we've always done on this channel is not to be like overly hyped when our shit breaks and like fake on YouTube and like, this sucks. We've been working on this car since like last March, and when things like this happen, it sucks. So
Yeah.
The only silver lining is that the engine is fine.
Yeah, it's a transmission issue, but that means we need to pull the engine and everything to even diagnose what it is. So quite a bit more work on the plate before getting back on the dyno.
So anyways, we decided to just break the hiatus and show you what we've been working on, because we're actually pretty excited about the intake and the injectors. The intake runners are ice cold when it's on. That's awesome. It's starting up smoothly. It's revving smoothly. It's just doing some weird shit when you press the clutch in. So we'll figure that out, and there'll be another video and a dyno video coming soon, but Devin's gonna pick a winner for this giveaway.
All right, this video's winner is Robert Jones.
Hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media pages. We'll get back to you and ship you something. If you guys want to win, all you got to do is like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. Like I said, just like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and you can win stuff. Even if you don't win, check out boostedshades.com because it is partially financially responsible for builds like this one. For the comment, we ask you guys things at the end of every video. Devin's got this video's question.
Yeah, we want to know what the longest time that your car has ever been on jack stands is. This thing, I mean, I feel like we've done so much with it, and we just want it to drive so badly, but it has other plans to not do that.
Jack stands, of course, meaning that it's not roadworthy, or it could mean literal jack stands, but you could drop that in the comments below. Like and subscribe, you're eligible to win. I think that's going to do it for this one.
Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.